delivering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McKinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
Four wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut. And welcome inside Dombrowski Fieldhouse, where tonight a CHSL Central Division rivalry continues as De La Salle on the road to take on St. Mary's. He's Sam Stick Day. My name is Chad Bush. Happy New Year, everybody. Glad you're with us on Full Court Prep. These two teams stick when they get together. It gets, well, not nasty in a bad way, but these two teams have been at it and have ended each other's seasons the last 2 years. De La Salle's gone on to win a state title. St. Mary's advanced to the Final Four last year. St. Mary's got the best of De La Salle last year in the quarterfinals, but this year, all new storylines, a lot of new players. We're in for a barn burner again tonight, partner.
Yeah, and we mention it all the time when we do these. Anytime you're in the Catholic League Central Division, it's a great matchup. And these two teams, over the years when they've gotten together, 29 and 29. So this is essentially the tiebreaker for the all-time winning percentage against each other's school. And you know they're going to go exceptionally hard tonight at each other.
Both teams have one loss in this league. Brother Rice took down De La Salle earlier this year. Meanwhile, St. Mary's lost to UAD on the road. We got news that Brother Rice lost to Catholic Central last night. I mean, so is life in the Central Division. It's okay to take an L. Nobody wants to, but the reality is that there's a lot of good teams beating up on each other this year, and we're seeing it already.
Yeah, and when you got players like this on the court, it's going to play itself out as some of the best basketball you're going to witness in the state of Michigan. You know, for Orchard Lake St. Mary's, we always talk about Trey McKinney as being the lead dog for them, but the surrounding pieces around him with Sherrod Barnes and a couple other guys that come along. And then the return of Phoenix Glassner tonight is a story we can't not hit on early in this game. You know, Phoenix has been kind of the heart and soul of this team since he's been a freshman, is coming in, hitting big shots, and that's what De La Salle does. They hit big shots. They shoot the three-pointer really well, and you're going to see a barrage tonight.
Meanwhile, St. Mary's has momentum coming off a win over Warren Lincoln, the top-ranked team in Division II. They feel very good about their win and about the defense they've been able to play under Todd Covert. It's been downright stingy and a collective effort in a team that's starting to come together. And Stick, they haven't been together very long.
Yeah, and that's always hand it off to the coaches and what they can build during the season to what it is at the end of the season. And you see that usually with these two programs. And it's a battle of styles. We were talking about it pregame. You know, Orchard Lake St. Mary's, they want to kind of get it going. They want to get their athletes in space. De La Salle is known as slowing it down, but that's not something that they like to be known for or really want to put their stamp on. They want to say that they can play with anybody, get up and down, and hit big shots.
Of course, Trey McKinney has hit big shots this year. He's been one of those guys that's continued to be a story nationally, and he is expected to be the guy again tonight. 21 points per game, the 12th rated player in the country in the class of 2025. In big-time games like this, I mean, they're going to lean on Trey to do his part, but not too much.
Yeah, these are always the game about the other guys, right? We know the stars are going to show out, but back to Trey McKinney, you know, Todd Covert, what a weapon he has. A guy that can play all three levels. You can put him on the block. He's got the mid-range jumper. He can hit the three-pointer, and his defense has improved so much since his freshman year. Just a big physical guy, and I'll say it during the game. When he gets ahead of steam, you got two options. You either get out of the way or you foul him.
And then Daniel Smythe, the guy that can shoot it. A guy that you would think tonight, if you got to spend too much time on Trey McKinney, if you got to spend too much time on Sherrod Barnes, a guy like Smythe can beat you deep if he gets going.
Oh, yeah, he's one of the best shooters in the state, and we've seen that on display several times. So if you give that guy a look, he is going to knock it down in there. He's practicing right from the corner right now. And then you get Sherrod Barnes, you know, known for his defense, but his offense has really come along. It's kind of like him and Trey McKinney. Trey McKinney came in a great offensive player. Defense has come along. Sherrod Barnes, great defensive player. Offense has come along.
Both teams come in 6-1. St. Mary's lone loss coming at UAD. De La Salle's lone loss coming at the hands of Brother Rice by 20 in the opener. There you see John Jokai, the head coach in his 4th year. He's got a state title. He got it in his 1st year. No big deal. Jokai's been around. Walled Lake Northern. He's done some good things for this program. And look, he and Todd Covert are going to match wits tonight. And we've got a story coming up from Kara momentarily on that man right there. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back, and we will understand a new development in this game tonight and a new player who will be a part of this court in this contest this evening at Dabrowski. We're coming back on Full Court Prep right after this.
All right, this is Adam, take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Orchard Lake St. Mary's and Warren de La Salle, and we've got a new player that's been added to the lineup tonight. With more on that, Kara Lyles joins the broadcast. Kara, what's going on with our new player tonight?
Yeah, big news. Warren de La Salle Jr. Phoenix Glass now set to make his season debut tonight after breaking his collarbone in the state finals football game over at Ford Field. What a huge member he was on the football team. Huge member here tonight. Expected to play around 15 to 20 minutes, but definitely looking to make a huge impact here in this game tonight, guys.
Thank you very much, Kara. So that is something that's interesting, Stick, and another guy that's given St. Mary's trouble over the years in Glasner, active tonight for the first time in game number 8.
Yeah, going to be an effective weapon. It's going to see if he has his legs under him. And he's a shooter. Just wait till he gets hot. He's fun to watch.
All right, we're coming back with the start of tonight's game. The starting lineup, Sticks keys to victory, all coming up next. Glad you're with us from Orchard Lake and the CHSL Game of the Week here on the Prep. Back after this.
Hi folks, Dr. Joe here again with Michigan Orthopedic Surgeons. Did you know that kids are not little adults when it comes to sports injuries? That's because of something called the growth plate. Growth plates exist all over the human body in our growing athletes. They're actually little cartilage discs that exist at the end of all the long bones. It's simply where a kid grows. The problem is that the growth plate can be the weak link. What might be a sprain, a strain, or a tear in an adult when they hurt themselves can actually be a growth plate fracture in a kid. So it's important, if your kid has hurt themselves and they're not using their arm or they're not able to put weight on a leg, come see one of us, get an x-ray, and make sure it's not a growth plate fracture. For more information, go to miorthosurgeons.com.
Hi, I'm Nick DePonio, and this is HVAC.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss.
McGinley scores!
And welcome back to Dabrowski Fieldhouse. He is Stick Day. My name is Chad Bush. Alex Westfall, your executive producer. It's time to meet the starters for tonight's contest. We'll start first with the visiting team, the Pilots of Warren de La Salle. State champions last in 2022. And right now 6-1, that lone loss to Brother Rice, third ranked in the state. There's the starters for the Pilots. Braden Holder is one of the guards, a kid that can shoot it, and a good facilitator in the backcourt for de La Salle. Julius Wilson, this is a transfer and a guy that de La Salle's really leaned on and trusted. They like his athleticism and the way he's able to help keep this team together. Amani Portis has been their front man. With no Phoenix Glassner, Portis has stepped up. He had a game winner against Catholic Central a couple of weeks ago, and he's been their leading scorer, top offensive producer, and a clutch shooter in the absence of Glassner. Nick Speezer's been a fine addition, a guy that's earned his way through the junior varsity and freshman ranks, and his time's now, and he's a threat from downtown. He's a driver and a good finisher and a good all-around player for the Pilots. And the big man in the middle is the Division I center headed to Army to serve our country. It's Nemeka Ekiche, 6'7", 220. Again, headed to Army West Point. And it's a talented team under John Jokai in his fourth year. Mike Malkowitz, Ron Holder, Javon Glassner, and Todd Henry are the assistants. Your starting lineup for the St. Mary's Eaglets, 6-1, 1-1 in Catholic League play. It's Sherrod Barnes at the guard spot. The point guard, Sherrod Barnes, Division I offer in his back pocket from the Eagles of Eastern Michigan. Daniel Smythe is the shooting guard, the senior, 6'2", great shooter, and a guy that's getting a lot of Ivy League looks, one of the best shooters in the state. Trey McKinney, 12th rated player in the country, and small forward, shooting guard, a guy that can do it all, scorer, facilitator, and a great defender, and a much better passer this year. Andrew Smith, Smitty, the Division II commit to Northwood, a glue guy, and a guy that can do a lot for this team. Jaden Savory in the middle, the junior, 6'6", maybe the biggest surprise of the year. 18 points against St. John Jesuit in the win here against the team from Ohio. And Savory's been a big part of the success of the Eaglets in rebounding and scoring. Todd Covert in his 9th season got this team to the Final Four last year. Leonard Karshnia in his 33rd year as the associate head coach. Marcus Webster, Brad Crichton, and Lauren Bowman Jr. are the assistants. We're underway. Chad and Stick with you from Dabrowski Fieldhouse in Orchard Lake, Michigan.
And right off the bat, Orchard Lake St. Mary's attacking the rim with their big man. You mentioned him, Savory, a big surprise so far early in this season.
That's Speezer, Nick Speezer, the senior, and right away, a quick triple, 3-0 De La Salle.
Yeah, that's no surprise. De La Salle knocking down three-pointers. It looked like a kind of a miscue on defense for Orchard Lake St. Mary's, leaving Speezer wide open.
Smythe drive, had it stripped. Speezer has it. This is a team that shoots 44% from downtown. And Todd Covert and St. Mary's well aware of the three-point shooting capabilities of the Pilots. This is Ekiche against Savory, and it's going to send Holder in the backcourt.
And that is going to be a fun matchup to watch all day. When Ekiche walks out on the court, you can tell that is a grown man. I am glad he's going to fight for our country.
No doubt.
That is the guy you want on your side.
That's right. Pass to the wing. Trey all over the wingman. Julius Wilson, and now Speezer backs it out.
As St. Mary's plays one-on-one man defense pretty much the entirety of the game, and they're sticky.
It's a very patient De La Salle offense. Not going to rush things, but not going to hold the ball either. Wilson back to Portis. Portis, the point producer, has it blocked by Savory. Trey on the run. And too long for Smythe.
He tried with the no-look left-handed pass, and that's the one thing about Trey McKinney is he can do it with both hands. He's strong going to the rim, left or right-handed.
Even stronger this year, Todd Covert talked about. Developed that left hand. That's the shot block. Portis had it swatted by the big man Savory, who has offers from Arizona State in football, amongst others. And that is solid post defense and insult to injury. Aikiche picks up the foul.
Yeah, you said it, insult to injury, because that was going to be out of bounds on Orchard Lake St. Mary's had Aikiche not pushed off. But that is a fun matchup to watch. Two big fellas going at it all night long.
Win over Goodrich at North Farmington on the 30th, last time out for De La Salle. 3-ball no good, and here come the Pilots leading 3-0, 5.5 left. Defensive-minded St. Mary's, and another steal, their third of the game. Sherrod to the rack, got it!
Sherrod Barnes.
And that's where Sherrod has really improved. I mean, he's always gotten the steals, but him to be able to convert on the other end on a 4-on-2 fast break, just using his speed to get to the rim. There's another steal by St. Mary's, jump ball.
That's Andrew Smith. The arrow points the way of the Pilots, but the scrappiness stick early.
And that's what St. Mary's will do to you. You see Sherrod Barnes with those quick hands, and here he is converting on the end, using his body to shield against the defender. It's a great take.
Todd Covert saying we'd love to keep scoring at a faster pace, off turnovers. They do well in the half court, but have players that can really score in the open court too. Barnes is one of them. Holder holds high in the left.
Yeah, De La Salle is just having a tough time right now getting into their half-court offense.
3-ball, Holder no good. Savory with a rebound. And here comes Sherrod Barnes and the Eaglets, down 1, 4:40 left. Smythe for 3. Short right, Speezer with a rebound.
Yeah, Aikiche causing problems there. I don't think he realized the 6'7" guy was guarding the point.
Portis in and out, no. And both teams are shooting 1 of 4 from the floor.
And how about that from Savory? Peeling down the rebound and dribbling all the way down the court. It resulted in a turnover, but seeing the big man push it like that is something we haven't seen pretty much all season long for St. Mary's.
Showed a little giddy up, huh?
Getting confident on the court. That's what that shows me.
Uh-huh. It's fair. De La Salle with wins over Flint Hamady, Chip Valley, Grand Blanc, Catholic Central, and that buzzer beater. 14-footer, got it. Live and right roll for Julius Wilson, the transfer.
Wilson.
Corner, Trey had it stripped. He's still scoreless. Smythe throws it out of bounds, and the turnovers continue for St. Mary's. Both teams high turnovers. That's 4 for the Eaglets. Timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. We're back to venerable Dabrowski Fieldhouse in a turnover-heavy game. Tight one in Orchard Lake.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss.
McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
4 wide receivers. Pressure, steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut. There you see the all-time series in this 59th meeting all-time. Stick, you said it in the pregame. Can't get any tighter than this. First met in 1947. And each team has bounced each other from the quarters. Long win streak for De La Salle in the early 2010s. So, what have you noticed so far, partner, in this ballgame?
Well, I've noticed a lot of turnovers for both sides. St. Mary's been pressing the ball, a lot of sloppy play in transition, and for De La Salle, they've had a rough time getting in their half-court offense, but that big 3 early is the difference in the game. There's another turnover. 4 for each now.
How about it?
Ball, out of bounds.
And that's what Orchard Lake St. Mary's will do to you, and we've seen them struggle scoring coming out of the gate before and then end up putting 80-90 up in a game. So they can score in bunches, both of these teams, and I think they're just feeling each other out right now.
Isaiah Zip Hines checks in. Andrew Smith sits down. Trey trying to get loose, and he does on his first shot attempt from the mid-post, his second shot overall in this game. And the Eaglets are within one. 5-4 Pilots.
Yeah, and that was a nice play called by Todd Covert, getting Trey McKinney right there on that elbow. We talk about it. That's almost 90% shooting for him from that spot.
Portis against Barnes. This is a fun matchup, and it ends in an air biscuit there. Zip on the move. Isaiah Zip Hines to Sherrod Barnes. And another turnover. That's 5 and almost 5.5 minutes.
Checking in for the Pilots, number 13, Isaiah.
Savory will sit. It'll be the senior Wisniewski checking in. And that's Phoenix Glassner also checking in. In his first minutes of the season in 2024, Glassner, who was out the first 7 games, broke his collarbone, as Stick mentioned in the pregame, in football. In that final game in the state championship game. He drives, floats, misses, and Smythe wins out on the rebound. Trey the other way. Free throw line.
And if you're Orchard Lake St. Mary's, you got to fear a guy named Phoenix coming back and rising up, right? I mean, that's just all part of the lore with his name.
I like what you did there. Phoenix Glassner, all Catholic a year ago. Has a state championship ring from his sophomore season.
I remember a game his freshman year at De La Salle that we called. He came off the bench and just started lighting it up.
Yep.
And that's what he put his stamp, I'm here.
Akichi for 3, Splash City. The Army commit has the road team up by 4. And John Jokai calls him one of the best stories he's ever seen. This is a guy that just did not know how to play the game. He said so respectfully, and he's turned into a Division I player. Splash City from the corner. That's Daniel Smythe with a trigger, and that, with 60 seconds left, makes this a 1-point game.
Yeah, now you can tell both teams kind of getting a little more comfortable into their offense, knocking down some shots, so the scoring is going to start coming here in this second quarter. But you did not expect that from the big man, Aikichi, and you could tell you don't expect that because of the way the bench responded. That was a big shot. The whole bench got up. They were cheering for him. Big shot.
You saw Mason Wisniewski there, the 6'6 center. He's recently committed to Heidelberg, a fine Division III institution in Ohio, and that's a good get for the Bird.
Yeah, he really came on last year after Orchard Lake St. Mary's had some transfer issues.
There's a steal by Smith, but Spicer does him one better. Elbow jumper, no. Glassner 0 for 2 in his return. With a lot of chicken left on the bone. De La Salle by 1, 30 seconds left. Trey has his pocket picked. And that will be a foul on Trey. The steal coming from Isaiah Jones, the junior at 6 foot who's checked in. Here's another look.
Yeah, Trey just kind of loses it by himself and then turns it over. But I was about to compliment him because that was a big boy rebound that he just boxed out 2 guys from De La Salle and tore down. But when you get the turnover like that, it's tough to give you too much kudos.
Turnover number 5 for the Eaglets. Substitutions. Glassner will check out. Spicer back in. And the Pilots will also check in. Number 12, Spencer Scott, a junior at 6'6". Runner, floater, Wilson, no, and Aiden Hanks with the rebound. Here comes Zip Hines on the move.
Yeah, I thought Julius Wilson could have pulled that rebound down, but it looked like he was just trying to tap it back up.
Hines working it against Kingston Money, who's checked in. And Smith down the avenue. Can't get the roll to fall for the lead at the end of 1. After 8 minutes, it's been as good as we would expect. A dandy at Orchard Lake on a Friday night. Happy New Year, everybody. It's the Pilots by 1 as we go to the second quarter. This is the Prep's coverage of Full Court Prep.
Years of playing sports took a toll on my feet. The worst was the tear in my Achilles tendon. I went to fix my feet today and I've been pain-free for 2 years. I'm back to pickleball 5 days a week. Amazing.
I've been fixing foot pain for decades. Don't give up hope. Call or visit Fix My Feet today.
Fix My Feet is now open in Rochester Hills, located on Rochester Road in the Target Center. Come in for a free consultation.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss.
McGinley scores!
Welcome back to Dabrowski Fieldhouse. Let's go down to Kara Lyles, our sideline reporter. Kara, what do you got for us?
Yeah, Chad, well, it's no secret that Trey McKinney has seen a lot of success on the basketball court, but it just doesn't stop there. His coach was telling us earlier on this week that he is one of the hardest working kids he's ever played for. He's always in the gym, before school, after games even, getting some extra shots in, but it doesn't stop there. Trey is actually the vice president of his class and is also a member of student council. Very impressive to see a kid so involved athletically and also in school, you guys.
Kara, thank you for that. It really is well-rounded. I mean, this kid has it all. Very humble, and being that good at what you do, Trey's very cognizant of those around him.
Yeah, it's one thing to have talent. It's another thing to package that with work ethic. That's when you start getting scary good, like Trey McKinney.
Nice young man to go with it. Smythe open 4-3. Splash City. Bugsy's done it again. He's got 6. And the Eaglets have their first lead of the night. They lead 10-8. In the opening seconds of the second quarter.
Yeah, you called that early, partner.
Glassner for 3. Off the heel. Excuse me, that's Amani Portis. Pull up, Barnes, 3, no.
Todd Covert just kind of throws his hands up. You know, it's one of those possessions. You can get that shot anytime you want. Work the ball, work your offense, and try to get a better shot.
Yes, sir. As a reach in by Jaden Savory, 35 feet from the bucket. Todd Covert's not happy. Meanwhile, Holder will return along with Aikichi. And here's another look at the Smythe 3. Boy, that form is pretty. What a release.
Yeah, what beautiful shot. And then for both teams in the first quarter, their shooting percentage, only 30% for De La Salle and 37% for Orchard Lake St. Mary's. So defense was the theme of the first quarter. See if we can get the offense rolling here in the second for both teams.
Smythe 2 of 3 from downtown. That shot is short and hustled and saved by Savory. Sherrod on the run. Eaglets +2. Corner. Trey 3. Got it.
Trey.
And that's why he's so dangerous. You know, he's a big fella. He can get in the lane. He has that middle range jumper, but he can also step back and knock down the 3 with proficiency.
Trey with 5 points in this game. Eaglets have built their largest lead of 5. Spicer in the corner against Smith. And now Portis, who hit the game winner against Catholic Central the other week. Short corner right, Fader, no. And Savory wins another battle under the boards. Trey on the run, Smythe, corner 3, long. And Aikichi cleans up the glass.
Oh, that would have brought the student section down in this place. Timeout for De La Salle. They can kind of sense it slipping away if that shot went down.
We'll take it with them. 6:03 to go. The Eaglets enjoying their largest lead of 5. Not comfortable, but it is their largest. Back to Orchard Lake after this.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Ah, yes, things are really tight really tight. You see Brother Rice, who went down last night, all tied up with UAD, who knocked off St. Mary's. St. Mary's de La Salle playing, and look, Catholic Central, who knocked off Rice. Everybody mixed up at 1-1, and one loss in this league, and we expected that, Stick, and it happened last night with Brother Rice.
Well, you mentioned it before the game. Every team's probably going to lose 2 games. The winner is going to be the one that didn't lose 3. Yeah. And that's pretty much how this division goes.
Aikichi leans in, ducks in, and makes it. And the Army commit gets De La Salle back within a possession. Trey, rip, drive, bucket, and the foul. Tom Hibbett said so.
It's like Trey McKinney just decided this second quarter he was going to take over. He got an assist on the three-pointer for Smythe. He got his own three-pointer, and now a potential three-point play here. So being a part of potentially all 9 points to start out this second quarter. And look at the strength. That's the strength I was talking about earlier in the game. That jump stop, and then it's so tough to stop. And he went to the left side of the rim.
It's one of the things that Todd Covert talked about is his strength, his development with the left hand. Guy that's not going to commit till his senior year. He's going to go out to the West Coast. He said, look at Stanford, look at UCLA. Michigan, certainly somebody who's going to be strong in the consideration. Everything's good for those in blue these days. Holder under the bucket. Swing out to Spicer. The senior back to Holder. Braden forces it up. No, but a foul. That's on Smythe. And that's going to be 2 shots for the junior, Braden Holder, a guy who's been on varsity since his freshman year.
Yeah, Smythe, a little bit of an extension of the arm there. That's probably what the official saw as he was watching from the backside. Saw that arm extend on the hip, and that's enough to send him to the line.
Todd Covert really complimenting the De La Salle team, and Holder was one of those guys, and along with Portis' playmaking that he was impressed with, but said a lot of crafty guys, not necessarily blow-by guys, but crafty guys that really force the defense to collapse and allow their three-point shooters to shoot, and this is one of them, and young Braden Holder. No longer so young.
And that's where St. Mary's being a man-to-man defense will really help them against a team like De La Salle because they can stick to those three-point shooters. We've called a lot of games where teams play zone, and
Smythe for 3, no. Spicer rolls off the rebound at 6'5".
And we've seen a lot of teams play zone, and high school kids just can't hit that shot and can't break them. De La Salle is not that team. They can break your zone in a hurry.
Absolutely. Hines against Holder. H on H. Wilson against Smythe.
Thought about it.
It's knocked away. Barnes jumped the window and lays it up. Can't get it to go, but Portis has to foul. And for Portis, that's his first, and the team's second. Free throws coming.
Sherrod Barnes is just so explosive. He was behind Portis there before that sprint started, and he was able to get the ball and get it up onto the rim to force the foul. He's just been impressive since he was a freshman. Him and Trey McKinney coming to Orchard Lake St. Mary's as a freshman and staying here has really done wonders for this program.
Really has. You see the whiteout tonight.
A lot of baseball players in the stands.
Yeah, at least baseball jerseys. Now there's Parker Brustevich. There's some baseballers there. Notre Dame commit. Aiden Donovan, Michigan State commit. There's a lot of talent up in there.
A lot of returning talent here for St. Mary's. We saw Kalen Lucas earlier.
Yeah, the alums.
Saw DC Temple, I believe.
Fire up chips. One free throw is made for Barnes out of 2. It's Wisniewski, Smythe, Barnes, Zip Hines, and Trey McKinney. Glasser's back in there, but this is Portis, and he misses long. 4 of 15 is De La Salle. Corner 3, and Barnes is long with it.
Covert throws his hands up again. That's twice he's done that on a Barnes three-pointer.
Glasser can't get it. He's 0 for 3. Trey the other way to the rack. Hot knife through butter. And Trey with some words to that De La Salle bench. Eaglets +9. This is their largest lead.
Trey McKinney decided to take the whole team on there. That was a 1-on-5 fast break, and he just got to the rim by himself.
Trey with 10 to lead the way.
He's exploded here in this second quarter. So has St. Mary's.
5 points for Aikichi. De La Salle. Pull up, elbow holder. Got it.
And you like that offensive possession by De La Salle, backing down the smaller player in Zip Hines and just getting a nice shot in the lane over top.
Three minutes left. Eaglets by a touchdown. Sherrod. Start, stop, drive. Corner kick. Hot potato pass. Good ball movement to Hines. And he draws the foul on Big Aikichi, and that will be just his second.
Yeah, and a smart move by Zip Hines here because he knew he was not going to get that ball over the big fella. So what does he do? He creates contact. And unfortunately for De La Salle, Aikichi was moving there, and that's where that contact comes in because he's right. He did stay tall. He did keep his arms up, but you can't be moving lateral like that.
Hines is quick, can create a lot of chaos. The speed, and also with that defense.
Checking in for the Pilots, number 21, Kingston Money.
Played just one game last year before being ruled ineligible.
And it looks like De La Salle is going to go small.
Timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. 2:50 left. Eaglets enjoying their largest lead of 9. With 2:50 to go, we're the Prep. Back after this.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss.
McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
4 wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut. There you see John Jokai in his 4th year. Former head coach at Franklin, Walled Lake Northern, and he's a North Farmington grad. He's a no-go guy. Central Michigan fire-up chips. Jay Smith, the guy that he learned a lot from. And he led De La Salle to their first state championship in basketball in 2022, and also led them to the Final Four a season after that. Steal the other way. And Zip Hines, after the swipe, will get rewarded with a free throw or 2 line right.
Yeah, and what was that? Money Kingston trying to dribble the ball behind him. He didn't see the Orchard Lake St. Mary's player following him, a quick steal. And then St. Mary's forcing the action now, especially Zip Hines. He is not afraid to take his small stature into the lanes and create contact.
Coach Jokai says he can wiggle his ears.
Oh.
And so we're going to try to get Carol Lyles to get him to wiggle his ears after the game. Yep. And
it's an impressive skill.
It is. Austin Sonnenberg thinks anybody can wiggle their ears. I told him I don't think so. I think can you wiggle your ears?
I don't think I've ever tried.
Oh, look at Sonny showing off. He can, okay. Okay now. Okay.
Take flight.
Oh, Zip gets the free throw. St. Mary's by 10, 2:41 left. That's 3 now, make it 4 for Hines.
What a high arcing free throw shot. Did you see that ball?
Yeah, it's different, huh?
As long as it goes in, that's all that matters.
A little full court pressure. Decoy. So De La Salle, team that has come from behind this year, they trailed by 10 in the second half against Catholic Central, and they came back to win. Holder with a nice move, and he cans a long left corner Jay. His first points of the night, make it his 4th points of the night, back to a 9-point game.
Yeah, he's had a couple nice possessions too. There are just a couple fake handoffs, and St. Mary's left on the switch.
Trey McKinney bullying his way down the boulevard, and he gets bumped and called for a foul. That is going to be the team's 4th. One more till free throws, but here's a look at Trey whittling his way down the avenue.
Yeah, and you called it earlier. He had some words for the De La Salle bench. He's playing a little bit more aggressive than I think we're both used to seeing Trey McKinney play this early in the game. Sometimes he likes to work himself in, but he is forcing some action that we normally don't see him force.
That was the 5th team foul. So free throws indeed.
2 free throws, no longer the 1-and-1 rule.
That's right. So Trey picks up his 11th point. Wisniewski checks out. Trey gets them both. Eaglets back up 11. Full court pressure. Glasser, the speedy wide receiver in football, across the timeline easily. First game back from that broken collarbone. Holder for 3. No, but Spizer's right there to reset. Phoenix for 3, no. Looking for his first point. Zip on the move. It's been a cold, cold shooting night below, in fact, right at 30% for De La Salle. Zip gets loose and scores, and the Eaglets have their largest lead of 13. Zip has 6.
And what a great possession by Zip. He pulls down the rebound, he gets the defender on his hip, and just lets him stay there until he gets in the lane and pulls up and shoots it in. That was a very impressive play by Zip Hines.
Spicer for 3, no. 2 of 7 of the Pilots. Trey from distance. St. Mary's by 16 on the Trey triple, 15 for the All-American.
Yeah, he came out here in the second quarter and decided to take over this ball game.
Portis to keep his team around in the kiss, Tim Duncan style. And a timeout with 55 seconds left. Want to thank our food sponsor tonight, Jimmy John's. Really appreciate Jimmy John's, and a shout out real freaky fast to Jimmy John's at the corner of Square Lake and Telegraph in Bloomfield for feeding our crew tonight. Always fresh, always fast, and delicious. The Tomei Group has 45 Jimmy John locations in and around Metro Detroit, and they never disappoint. Did everybody get a photo with the food?
I didn't get a photo, but whatever they do to their bread is fantastic.
Yeah.
That bread is amazing.
That's C-Jack eating his 15th sandwich of the night.
It's not even halftime.
No, he's not done either. Trust me. This guy loves his sandwiches, and we love him. You can have more than one. You're allowed. It's fine. I'm just teasing. Welcome back. 55 seconds left. St. Mary's by 14 points.
That's a great shot.
Yeah, I missed it. Oh, I missed it. I miss all the good things.
Eli's a sniper out there. That's all I know.
Oh, yeah. The Wiley Wiles. St. Mary's trying to break this press. De La Salle, John Jokai saying we do not as much of it, but right now his team up against it, down 14. They might have to force some things they normally don't do. Smythe for 3, Splash City. Daniel with his 3rd of the night. And the Eaglets have their largest lead of 17 with 30 seconds to go in the half.
And I was going to compliment Coach. You know, that's the right thing. Spark some energy into your team. Try to force a turnover before halftime.
Running the floor, Barnes to McKinney for 3, in and out. Coughed that thing up, 11 seconds left. Into the front court, Holder trying to piece it together for one more possession. Jump shot, pull up, no good from Jones, and that's how this half will end. So, 33-16, the Eaglets of Orchard Lake on top stick in dominating fashion in the first 16 minutes.
Yeah, putting up 25 points here in the second quarter, and we were talking about it. The Orchard Lake St. Mary's, they've started out slow before and then just put a ton of points on the board.
Kara Lyles is down on the court with assistant coach Marcus Webster. Kara, take it away.
All right, Coach. Well, it seems like defense was the name of the game that first quarter. What did you guys like out of yours?
Well, actually, we were killing ourselves in the first quarter. We had like 4 unforced turnovers. Just, I guess, anxiety, excitement, home team with the crowd here. So it just kind of, we settled down. Things kind of worked into our favor a little bit. So we stopped turning the ball over and press up on defense. It takes a lot of pressure off our half-court offense.
It seemed like Trey started heating up a little bit more in that second quarter. What is it that makes him so dynamic for you guys?
Well, he tries to make sure that he gets everybody else involved. So we teach that, we want everybody to play for everybody else before we start looking for our own. It just opens things up for him. So once everybody else gets a chance to touch the ball, gets some open shot by Smith, and Jaden, it just opens up wide open for Trey.
All right, thanks so much, Coach. Good luck second half. Chad?
Awesome. Thanks so much, Kara. I appreciate that. Marcus Webster, a legendary coach in Detroit, Metro Detroit. And he's a guy that speaks knowledge and well-respected on Todd Covert's bench. So, 33-16, St. Mary's on top over De La Salle. De La Salle came from behind, double-digit deficit to knock off CC. This thing's not over yet. Come on back, won't you? We're the Prep. Thanks for watching.
From an ordinary idea comes a great journey. It all starts with a simple thought, a vision of something bigger, greater than what already exists. It's that spark that ignites the passion and drive to create something truly amazing. At G-Brand, we understand this journey well. We take pride in the details and perfecting every aspect of the process, regardless of how small or big they may be. Because it's more than just a design or a shirt. It's about outfitting future champions. There's something to be said about a team coming together, each member contributing their unique skills, talents, and ideas. It's that collective effort that takes a simple idea and turns it into something truly great. The process can be excruciating, with countless hours spent tirelessly reviewing every detail. But the end result is pure and so rewarding, knowing that we've created something that will inspire greatness in those who wear it. Whether they come from a savage land or a booming metropolis, whether their numbers are 2 or 2 billion, the greatest their numbers could ever become is truly to become one. That's why at G-Brand, we're more than just a clothing company. We're a movement, a community of like-minded individuals who believe in the power of coming together to make a difference. So join us on this journey as we strive to outfit future champions and inspire greatness in all that we do. G-Brand. Now that's game.
Does your bank make you feel like you belong there? At Alliance Catholic Credit Union, you are a member of a financial institution that serves the Catholic community, providing you with an opportunity to align your banking with your Catholic identity. You receive all the products and services you need to manage your money, and your membership helps support Catholic schools, parishes, and organizations. It's time to put your money where your faith is. Visit AllianceCatholic.com to get started today. Service, community, Catholic. Alliance Catholic Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss.
McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
4 wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
All right, loudest students in the building tonight. Ryan, whiteout? What's going on tonight?
The team's wearing white. We all came prepared. Get a big dub against De La Salle and have a good night.
Any score predictions going into the second half?
65-42.
Are you positive?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks so much, Ryan.
Every morning, I woke up with stabbing pain in my feet. Plantar fasciitis, the doctor called it. All I know is it really hurt. One visit to fix my feet today and the pain was gone. And even better, the custom arch supports I got worked in all my shoes.
Don't wait. End your foot pain now. Call or visit Fix My Feet today.
Fix My Feet is now open in Rochester Hills, located on Rochester Road in the Target Center. Come in for a free consultation.
Hi folks, Dr. Joe here again with Michigan Orthopedic Surgeons. Everywhere you look this time of year, people are running, and that's a great thing because running is an excellent exercise, especially for your cardiovascular and musculoskeletal systems. But the question is, are you running a safe running program? All too often, people are hobbled by things like shin splints and patellar tendonitis. But luckily, simple things like stretching and warm-up, the right running shoes, and realistic weekly mileages can keep you in your running game. For more information, go to miorthosurgeons.com.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Hi, I'm Nick DePonio, and this is HVAC.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
Years of playing sports took a toll on my feet. The worst was the tear in my Achilles tendon. I went to fix my feet today and I've been pain-free for 2 years. I'm back to pickleball 5 days a week. Amazing.
I've been fixing foot pain for decades. Don't give up hope. Call or visit Fix My Feet today.
Fix My Feet is now open in Rochester Hills, located on Rochester Road in the Target Center. Come in for a free consultation.
Every high school sporting event in the state of Michigan has one thing in common: officials. Every game, every meet, every match. Without officials, there'd be no touchdowns, no three-pointers, no face-offs. Without officials, there'd be no games. Officiating is a great way to give back to your community and stay involved with the sports you love. And officials are needed now more than ever, because without officials, it's just practice.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss.
McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
Four wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
Coach, the Orchard Lake St. Mary's offense seemed to heat up a little bit in that second quarter. What do you need to do to kind of contain that going into this half?
We just need to do a better job of being patient on offense,
take better shots. I think we've rushed and taken some tough shots, which allowed them to use the rebound as the first pass of their transition, and they've gotten out and run, and they've done a nice job of capitalizing.
All right, thanks so much, Coach. Good luck this half. Chad?
All right, thank you, Kara. Appreciate that. Yeah, John Jokai knows how to come back from a deficit. St. Mary's, though, is had it coming from different areas tonight. Who have you been most impressed with?
I mean, Trey McKinney's been the guy starting in that second quarter coming out. Sherrod Barnes has also had some nice looks. Zip Hines has had some nice looks tonight. But really what's impressed me is St. Mary's in that second quarter, 0 turnovers and 26 points. That is tough to do at any level of basketball. And, they started out the game slow, shooting only 37%. They're now up to 50%. Conversely, De La Salle started out 30%. They're down to 29.
Well, that's not good for the boys in purple. A lot of game left. Largest lead of the game for St. Mary's, 17 points. This is a De La Salle team that makes their money from downtown. Aikiche loses it down low. Knocked away on the run. Savory down the avenue. And Aikiche bangs it off the window and says,
What a great big man on big man matchup there. Savory holds his own at one end. Aikiche gets the block at the other.
How about that? Big time block.
Well, and that's all effort, too, because he got stonewalled down at the other end. He could have given up. He could have sulked. But no, what'd he do? He hustled down the court and got the block. You can't teach that kind of effort. Must be why Coach loves him so much.
He does. Couldn't say enough good words about his senior big man headed to Army.
The official coming in and talking to the two big fellas like, hey, let's keep it friendly. They're getting physical down there on that low block right now.
So another whistle. Tom Hibbets is going to get Savory with a foul.
I called him for a hold. Told you they're getting physical down there, so I think the officials are making a concerted effort to kind of get those two to knock it off.
Yeah. De La Salle yet to get it going from distance. St. Mary's a fine job, and one of the keys that we talked about, running out on those three-point shooters, not making them comfortable. That was part of St. Mary's game plan so far. How's it worked?
It's worked pretty well, especially when you have a perimeter defender like Sherrod Barnes who can close out. You just saw him tip away a ball. And St. Mary's, we talked about it, that man-to-man defense is really tough because they switch really well.
De La Salle just 2 of 7 from downtown. Port is setting it up against Trey. 1 minute gone by, second half. The swing back to Holder. Braden. Blocked by Savory, and then a push by Savory. That's his third, and Todd Covert's going to have to go get him.
Yeah, that's a tough break, too. After a nice block by Savory, closing out on a guy that wasn't even his. He just closed out and got the block and then kind of came down and gave him a little tap. That's the thing. When you're a big fella like Savory, a little tap can sometimes send a normal human flying.
A little tap will do at times. 5 rebounds. And Savory, no points in this game, but a guy that averages a dozen a contest. He can do a lot of other good things. A little blitz by the Eaglets. And the corner kick to Holder. Portis for 3, Splash City. That breaks a long spell, and Portis now with 5.
Yeah, and we know Portis can get it going. He's kind of been the man for De La Salle throughout this regular season so far.
Can get it going quickly. And in bunches.
In the first half, he was solely going to his right. I'd like to see him go to his left at some point, but there he knocks down the big 3.
Let's see if that doesn't get him going. Sherrod turns the corner and gets it ripped. Spicer with it. Spicer, Nick tries to corral it. Somehow does. 3 ball. No good for Portis. And Aikiche traveled with it. And John Jokai can't believe it.
And that was a big break for Orchard Lake St. Mary's because that three-pointer went in. Big fella grabs the rebound and just must have moved his pivot foot a little bit. Let's see if we can get a good look at it. See that? Watch that right foot. That was his pivot. And he dragged it just a little right there. Tough call.
Yes, it was. Between the rings, the latest commit to Heidelberg, Mason Wisniewski. The senior for the Eaglets, big part of this program. Kick, corner, Smith for three, Splash City. Andrew Smith with a triple. And he joins the scoring column, and the Eaglets are back up 17 to match their largest lead.
And this is really the first game we saw where everybody's kind of gotten a scoring column.
Trey breakaway, bang! Eaglets by 19, Trey with 17, and they busted open the doors here in the nest of Dombrowski.
That's why he can do it all. He gets the defensive steal, plays above the rim, knocks down threes, gets his teammates involved.
Aikiche will pick up his third foul with a moving screen up front. And John Jokai is going to have to make a decision if he wants to go smaller and maybe three-point efficient. Although Aikiche's been one of those makes, as you see the Trey hammer right there, Stick.
Yeah, what a great replay. You see the student section going wild in the back. And, you know, Trey, when he came off that one screen, he kind of slipped. It looked like he was limping a little, but he looked healthy on that play.
Trey from the right wing, in and out. On the push and on the move come the Pilots with Julius Wilson. Portis for three, bang. Timeout, John Jokai. Timeout, the Prep. 4:29 to go. We're back. It's getting a little tighter. Don't go anywhere. This is Full Court Prep and our coverage of Catholic League rivalry game. De La Salle and St. Mary's. Back after this.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss.
McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
Four wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors!
What a cut.
There you see TC Todd Covert in his 9th year. Done a whale of a job. 127-59. 12-5 against De La Salle in his 9 seasons against the Pilots. He went to St. Mary's, 92 grad, all-stater in golf, also basketball and baseball to his resume. Oakland University grad, solid golfer for the Golden Grizz. And notable seasons in coaching. How about last year? You don't have to go back far. Final Four for Covert. As you see his trusted longtime assistant Leonard Karchnia behind him. It's been a good tandem, and they've won a lot of games, Stick.
Yeah, they have, and you know, Coach K too. I'm glad you mentioned him. He's been a big part of this program for a very long time. And who do you think's a better golfer, Alex Westfall, or Todd Covert?
I don't know. I've seen them both in the banners at Red Run, so we'll have to see a golf off, I guess you'd say. I don't know what they say.
I know I am not in that conversation.
No, you and I both are not. They are. Up and under, Smitty, no. Trey with a rescue rebound. Wisniewski put back, no. Got his own miss, and the 4th try is a charm as the Pilots have to foul baseline left. And the foul's on the sophomore, Julius Wilson.
Yeah, that's why Mason Wisniewski is a very powerful tool for this Orchard Lake St. Mary's team. With Savory being their starting center, Wisniewski got all those starter minutes last year, and you watched him blossom in front of your eyes, getting all those minutes. So he's not afraid of the big-time spotlight.
No, sir. Sherrod into Bugsy. Daniel topside. Corner, Smitty for 3. Long. Wisniewski's got his back, and the whiz resets to Sherrod. The spin to the bucket and the draw of the foul, and Barnes is going to the line.
Yeah, I thought Sherrod may have gotten bailed out there. He looked a little bit out of control, but he must have forced some contact that we couldn't see from our angle. That'll send him to the line. That's Aikichi's 4th foul, something to pay attention to.
Yeah, and with 3:49 to go, John Jokai is going to have to go get him. They will check in Isaiah Jones. They will go smaller indeed as Zip Hines pops off the St. Mary's pine. Student section with a white out. First one up and good for Sherrod. It's been a slow offensive night, but they need him for his defense, and he's done a whale of a job tonight in that end of things. Aikichi checks out. Now the aforementioned Isaiah Jones checks in.
Yeah, and for Orchard Lake St. Mary's, now you have the clear size advantage at multiple positions on the floor. So it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of this game plays out with De La Salle not having their big man in the mix.
The Eaglets have an 18-point lead. Sherrod has 5 points, and a full court press applied for the Eaglets. Top 5 in Division I, but in a league that's going to see a lot of folks knock each other out and off. Everybody's already taken a loss in this league, and tonight we're seeing a battle here, and things aren't over yet.
Yeah, but you like this. I mean, you don't mind being in a league where you know you're going to take that loss, because come playoff times, we see what the Catholic League Central Division does throughout the state. So, the old iron sharpening iron thing.
Portis from 18's no good. Hines with a nice tip, but it was too tall. Next up for De La Salle will be UAD. They'll take on the Cubs in Warren on Tuesday night. And that will be a test, no doubt, for De La Salle. The Cubs knocked off St. Mary's. That's the Eaglets' only loss.
Yeah, U of D has been a great program for about 15 years in this state. I always go back to when they got Jordan Morgan. To me, when U of D the whole program turned around for them, and they have been elite since that moment.
The Fighting Rob Hunters. There he is. There's Rob Hunter, proud UD Cubby, as he should be. And we appreciate Rob Hunter. We allow Cubbies on this broadcast.
That's so nice of you.
Yeah, folks have said, "Yeah, you guys don't." Yeah, we love UAD. We got Rob Hunter.
No, it's all in the Catholic League, and that's the best part about being a part of the Catholic League. Once you get outside of it, you start going to college, and you run into people. Oh, you went to UAD. Oh, you went to CC. Even though we didn't like each other in high school,
all of a sudden you're best friends.
Yeah, all of a sudden we're Catholic League bond.
That's right. That's true. That's real. So substitution. Glassner returns, and Julius Wilson takes his seat. St. Mary's with the ball in control, up 16 points. Trey McKinney with 17. The preseason All-American with it now. Working against Jones, short. The Wiz with a rebound and a Spicer foul. How about that work? And how about that move?
I mean, that move by Trey McKinney, if that shot went down, this place would have exploded. But back to Wisniewski. Here's a look, a little shake and bake. Going left, nope, going right. And that's normally a knockdown shot for him. Then you see Wisniewski doing what he does. He's got a clear size advantage on the floor right now. But even when he doesn't, he is a tough guy on the boards.
The Wiz with a rise and bang.
Oh, my goodness, Wisniewski. He must have heard us talking good about him. I was like, I want to show you guys a little something, something.
The most recent commit to the Berg.
A little volleyball spike after, too. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah. Mason Wisniewski. Todd Covert just raved about how he's so steady, consistent, trusted. He's accepted his role. Here's another look at the Wisniewski hammer. Lost his footing at the bottom, but the effect was there.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. As long as you don't miss the dunk, that's all that matters. That was a great inbound play called by Todd Covert.
It was. Good dial-up. Holder rattles one home. That's his 5th point of the night. You'll recall Holder, his brother Lyndon Holder, went to Northwood and last year won a national title with Macomb Community College. Both free throws good for Braden Holder.
It's always good to have an older brother like that. Make you a little better player because, you know, he wasn't giving Braden anything on the court growing up. Had to earn it all.
That's right. The Pilots lost Mike Sulaka from last year. He's at Western Michigan. They lost Tristan Nichols and Nino Smith. Jack Janacek, Carson Kryza, Brady Drogosh, Adam Broski. They did lose a lot of pieces from last year.
Yeah, their big man Drogic was a monster. He was another guy who kind of came along throughout his career, and it was fun to watch him grow and become the leader that he was.
Mike Sulaka doing good things at Western. And yeah, I mean, so this is kind of a rebuild, but when you have Phoenix Glasner and Amani Portis and, you know, guys like Nick Spicer, I mean, this is a catchy. I mean, this is a team that you wouldn't call rebuilding. I mean, they're there. They could beat anybody, and they've proven that.
Yeah, they're just remodeling.
Yeah,
a little bit. You know,
that's
a couple different pieces here and there.
Moving the sofa around.
Keeping an eye on Trey McKinney though. He's been grimacing a little bit. You see him kind of limping a little on that right leg.
Yeah. Keep an eye on that. Trey with 18 points, splits the pair. St. Mary's by 17. They've led by as many as 19. There's 2 minutes left in the third. Both these teams with identical 6-1 records. In the middle, hook shot up, no good from Spencer Scott, the 6'6 junior. And the Eaglets dodge a bullet. There's been a lid on that thing for the Pilots this Friday night. Trey, pull up, mid-post, Jake, got it. Give Trey 20 and give the Eaglets a 19-point lead after the Trey McKinney deep stare to the student section.
You love that killer instinct that Trey has.
Portis, count it, and the foul. That's a Monty Portis, and that's what he does, makes big shots.
And I think that's the second time this game he's gone to his left, and he's gotten to the bucket both times. A nice look, a floater right over his defense.
Against a strong defender, too, and Aiden Hanks.
Yeah, Hanks is an interesting player to watch. He's got that basketball body player build, and when he's out there, here's a little look at Trey McKinney using his strength, bumping the defender off and knocking down the shot.
The rattle. Free throw good. 3 points now in this game for Glasner. His first points of the game. The old-fashioned three. Trey off the drive, kick. Wisniewski, corner three. Air ball.
Yeah, once he lost that on the initial bobble, all his rhythm was off.
Under a minute to go. The Eaglets have been in rhythm all night. Pilots had an early lead of 4 points at 8-4, but Eaglets have been on a run since and have never looked back.
Yeah, but this game's far from over with the way the Pilots shoot the three.
It's a foul. It's going to go on Smythe. That'll be his third foul. That'll be the team's fifth, and that'll be 2 shots with 39 seconds left. It's a tough check. Glasner had 3 Eaglets around him. Smythe with a block, but
yeah, but Phoenix knocks down both of these. They're only down 14 points, and that's a surmountable lead.
Hey, I know that cutie. Both of those cuties. That's Nikki and Francesca.
Team Bush in the building.
Team Bush. There's Bruno.
Oh, Bruno.
That's Bruno Bush, class of 2034, and his grandmother. There's Big John. Mama Nikki and my baby girl. Oh, yes.
Family affair.
The Kemps in there as well. Good support from the faithful. He's got his mother's hair, I tell you.
Thank goodness for that.
Thank goodness is right. Yeah. Trying to match his hair, and it's just not going well. 34 seconds left. 15-point lead. Trey between the rings trying to set something up. He has 20 tonight to lead all scorers. The spin, the kick. And Smythe will set things up. Working against Wilson. Daniel will get and draw the foul, he'll have a chance to get into double-digit scoring. 2 free throws coming for Smythe. Line left.
Yeah, sending Smythe to the line. He's a great three-point shooter, great free throw shooter, and just an efficient kid all the way around. That's not something you want to do at the end of the quarter.
Todd Covert called him a beautiful kid, and just said he's got great soul and he's a big part of what we do, not just a dynamic shooter. So is that guy, Andrew Smith, senior, one of the leaders. Hanks will check out. Wisniewski will check out. One more for Smythe. Trying to get his 10th point tonight. An Ivy League prospect, Smythe. 3 triples in this game and now 10 points. St. Mary's by 16, 13 seconds left. This is Glasner with 3 points tonight, making his debut in 2024. 4 seconds left. It's one of the state's best defenders. Now 2-team fadeaway 3. Splash City! Phoenix for 3 at the buzzer to get it to 13. The Pilots trailed in the 4th against Catholic Central by 10. Stick, they're making a move as we go to the 4th.
I told you, this is not a comfortable lead for Orchard Lake St. Mary's. And when Phoenix Glasner is back and knocking down turnaround three-pointers, 13 points in the 4th quarter, something's going to happen.
We're back with Kara Lyles in a moment in the start of the 4th. We're the Prep.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss.
McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
4 wide receivers. Pressure, steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown, Warriors! What a cut.
Well, with talking to Coach Jokai earlier on in the week, he said one comment that really stood out to me. He said, here at Warren De La Salle, we're all about winning. We support everybody winning. And then he proceeded to tell me a story. Back in 2022, the hockey team was actually playing in a state semifinal game. He said he brought his entire basketball team out to support the hockey team, which ended up in a loss, in a triple overtime loss, 2-1 against Orchard Lake St. Mary's. But he said that team, that was their crying call. Seeing their hockey team lose, it was a motivator for them. And a couple weeks later, guys, they went on to win the state final game. So it just speaks really to the family dynamic that they have there at Warren De La Salle, excuse me.
Yeah, thank you, Kara. No doubt. And that's been part of their culture since Jokai's been there, as we see the replay of the Sherrod Barnes. But Stick, that's kind of what they built, and Jokai's a big part of that. Believes in breaking bread, eating dinner with the team. And kind of his chosen family, and you have your extended family, and his team is one of those.
Yeah, listen, you and I have played on a lot of sports teams in our life, and the most successful teams I've ever been on are the teams that go see movies together, that go hang out together, that just bond together, go play laser tag, whatever it is, just to get you guys all together outside of the sport. Then you start caring for each other, and that's when you start playing a whole different level of team sports.
That's what we need to do. We need to have a team outing and do a little laser tag.
I'm down.
Or some paintball, something like that, paint guns.
I played laser tag the other day, but it was me and a bunch of 9 and 10-year-olds. I won, but still, I'm not really bragging about it.
Sounds like it wasn't without a fight.
I did win, though. Just want to let you know.
Barnes floater from 5, no. Got his own miss. And couldn't finish. Holder on the move. 15-point game, just underway, 4th quarter.
Yeah, if you're De La Salle, you want to get this down to a 10-point game, and that's when the pressure will really kick up on Orchard Lake St. Mary's.
Last time these two teams played, March 21st of 2023. It was a quarterfinal win for the Eaglets, 55-44. St. Mary's 2-1 against De La Salle last year. St. Mary's won the opener 63-45 on the road, and De La Salle won in Orchard Lake 66-54. Foul on Savory, line right. That's his 4th, and we're looking at a free throw after a nice move by Julius Wilson.
And once again, that's the benefit that Orchard Lake St. Mary's has, able to bring Wisniewski in for Savory. So they're losing a little, but they're not losing a lot when Wisniewski comes back on the court. That's one thing that De La Salle doesn't have the luxury of. They have their big man starter, but after that, you can tell they got to play a little smaller style basketball.
And Wilson will be one of those guys now with Glasner coming back that's going to have to take a relinquished role on the bench and adapt to. And Joe Kai said he's the kind of guy that's very good at that and is fine adapting to that. Guy that can really shoot, but more of a driver at this point. Guy they got over from Lakeshore High School in St. Clair Shores. Jump shot, Trey, heel, no. Wisniewski, a working man's rebound under the rim. 4th point of the night. Mason's been all over the glass. That's his 7th rebound.
And when that shot went up, he was on the other side of the rim. He just read where that was going to be and was able to find himself in the right place at the right time. And you see Akichi getting ready to check back in.
Portis for 3, no. Trey with a big boy box out. Friendly fire. And the Pilots get a Spicer strip from Zip Hines. Good active hands by Zip to force Spicer to deal it out of bounds.
Yeah, Spicer was open underneath the rim for a good 2 seconds before the De La Salle saw him and passed him the ball. Luckily, Zip Hines for Orchard Lake St. Mary's was able to strip that, or that was an easy layup.
Yeah. Eaglets have reached half 100 in Orchard Lake. As a 5-second violation, Eaglets covered that play up well.
You don't really see that called too often. Sometimes they'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but the official was right there in his ear letting him know.
Yes, sir. Hines gets it ahead to Trey, and the Eaglets will settle in. Up 15. Barnes is blitzed. This is a press that De La Salle does. Down low is Wisniewski from Trey. Missed the shot. And out of bounds, off back to De La Salle. They're going to say Trey touched it last.
Which I think is a good call. Trey did get his fingertip on that before it went out of bounds. That's a tough break for St. Mary's. Wisniewski had a nice look at it, but that's why you sub the big man back in there, to disrupt that shot.
Yep. That's it.
And De La Salle still hanging around here at 15 points.
Yes, sir. The Pilots tonight getting 11 from Portis, but not much help elsewhere. Glasner with just 4 in his return. Portis for 3. No, Akichi tries to save it and does off of Smith. And you can't really expect a young man to come back on his first night back and make a huge impact in Phoenix Glasner.
It's just tough to get in a rhythm when you're on limited minutes as is. You know you're coming in a little bit cold. You're not starting the game. You're coming in a sub position, a little bit different than you're normally used to.
His original timeline was 6 to 7, was 8 to 10 weeks. And he's right around 6 to 7 weeks now. So back a little early. You don't want to rush things. As Kara told you, 15 to 20 minutes tonight.
Well, if you're De La Salle, you got to be encouraged. I mean, right now, where you're at in this game against St. Mary's, aside from that second quarter, you've played with them the entire game without your best player.
Akichi is short with his shot. The Eaglets have defended him well tonight. Just 5 points, and one was a 3.
And that was early in the game. I think that was the second make of the game.
Yep, that's right. Zip Hines patiently sets it up. We'll have our G of the game after this one's done, sponsored by G-Brand USA. Trey with a rip-through drive and a reach and a foul. That's going to be the 4th foul on Julius Wilson.
Trey is just a tough matchup. I mean, he's so strong.
Check that. It's just the 1st foul on Spicer.
Jamie was not happy about that.
Who, Chamo?
Yeah.
Well, she saw it differently. Rise, fire, Barnes, no. Wisniewski can't save it. Wilson on the run to Spicer, who can hit that 3. Short corner left, off the glass is good. A couple of times we've seen that Tim Duncan funnel, Jay. 13-point game, 4:34 left.
Yeah, De La Salle's had a couple nice shots where they've used the bank this game. You know, it's that fundamental basketball. But St. Mary's has kind of slowed down their offense, and it seems like they're trying to bleed out the clock a little bit, but there's still a lot of game to be played.
Tight man-to-man. Pilots trying to play straight up against Hines here. Barnes with a blow-by. Kick, corner, Smith for three. That's long. Smith has been unable to get that three-point shot to go. Beautiful find, though, from Sherrod.
That was a tough spot where Smith shot that from. He was behind the backboard. You know, if he's one step over, that's a much easier shot. But when you're behind the backboard like that, it kind of plays with you mentally a little bit. It's the shot.
Just under 4 minutes left. Here comes De La Salle.
De La Salle hits a three here.
Spicer long with it. Unable to connect from distance. Team that shoots 44% from downtown. It just hasn't felt right tonight for the Pilots. Night's far from over, but Todd Covert wants timeout. We'll keep it right here.
Timeout, Orchard Lake. Full timeout.
As we take a look at the Eaglets, 6-1. Trying to get to 7-1. And 4 state titles to their credit. Last in 2000. Runners up in 94. They'll celebrate that 94 team and its 30th anniversary. And that'll be in another week or two. State semifinalist 1 season ago. Established in 1885, 826 is the enrollment. Kalen Lucas, who's in the house tonight, the former Big Ten Player of the Year in 2009. Two-time first-team All-Big Ten. And a guy who spent some time with the Grizzlies, the Pistons, and around Europe. And, of course, the Eaglets prospects. Sherrod Barnes, who we've seen tonight. Trey McKinney, the number 12 player according to ESPN in his class. Daniel Smythe, an Ivy prospect. Zip Hines, Mason Wisniewski committed to Heidelberg, a Division III school. And Andrew Smith committed to Northwood, a Division II school. Jaden Savory with offers Division I football, high major. He's an intriguing talent, hasn't done anything really tonight, so to speak. 4 fouls, no points for Savory, and the Eaglets are still plus 13. That's a pretty good sign.
Yeah, well, everybody else has kind of got it going for Orchard Lake St. Mary's. I mean, Smythe hitting some big shots, Sherrod Barnes with some big steals. We talked about Zip Hines earlier, and then that man right there always carries the load for this team.
That's it. And then you saw the Kalen Lucas all-time leading scorer at Orchard Lake from 03 to 06.
Yeah, he was such a fun player to watch.
Robin Goddard made sure that banner got up quickly. 1,688 points. Meanwhile, down low, there it is. Savory breaks the seal and says, take that, fellas.
Wow, that was a nice feed by Sherrod Barnes coming across, finding the big man down low all by himself for an easy layup.
Sherrod hasn't had the points tonight, but more impressively, he shared the sugar well, especially in the second half. Floater Wilson against Smythe, no, got the rebound, and he goes up and is fouled. Meanwhile, Trey McKinney took it to the chops, and he's down on his seat. Might have been the beak, might have been the eye. Kelly Garbig, the longtime athletic trainer. Here's another look at it. Well defended by Smythe. And then off the ball, McKinney got hit. We can't really see it there. But Trey looks to be up and fine. Line right, Julius Wilson, the sophomore in the transfer.
And it seems for De La Salle tonight, they just can't come up with that big shot. We talked about it a couple minutes ago. They were down 13, a three-pointer on the way. Could have gotten to 10 with 4 minutes to go, and that was going to change the complexity of this ball game. Now you could just kind of feel their energy sucked out of them. But when you can knock down three-point shots, next thing you know, you hit 3 in a row. There's 9 points.
There's a turnover. Barnes with a careless pass. Spicer lays it up and in. John Jokai wants time out. No, he doesn't. Calls it off and calls the press. Barnes' blitz gets it away to Trey McKinney. And around the horn they go, and the Eaglets reset. Backdoor Smith lay in good. Sweet find from Barnes, who's come on fire as a distributor tonight in Orchard Lake.
And that was Sherrod Barnes' 6th assist on the night.
The evolution's been fun to watch with him as a passer. Portis' pass is poked.
Say that again.
Holder to Wilson. Wilson in trouble, and that is a tie-up, and that is going to stay with the Pilots. Down 14, $1:50 left.
Yeah, but you could tell Orchard Lake St. Mary's, their defensive intensity has picked up yet again. It seemed like for a while they were just kind of going through the motions, trying to get through this ball game. Once it got down to 12 points, it was like, uh-oh, boys, we better start playing harder. De La Salle can take this from you.
Uh-huh. Holder against Hines. And the lean-in, lay-in, no good. Aikichi and Trey is busted for the foul, and the authoritative Trey says, well, I just was grabbing the rebound. I didn't mean anything mean about it. I'm just playing basketball. That's Troy McKinney in a nutshell.
Yeah, I think the grab of the basketball was fine. It was a little shove-off afterwards that got him the foul because he won the battle, right? He rips the ball away from him right there, and then that little shove-off is what will get you called for it.
Yeah, that's some alpha male things. It happens.
But you love to see that.
You love to
your
see
star
it.
athlete
Sure.
fighting for rebounds, fighting for the other big man on the team, ripping the ball away.
That's right. Heck yeah.
And inspires the rest of the team.
Any coach likes that. Spicer, fine player for this program, has it with 90 seconds left and time running out in Orchard Lake for the Road Pilots. This has been fun to watch. Portis against Barnes. Now Trey will check him, and that is batted and stolen. Eaglets with double-digit steals tonight. As Sherrod, that's just the third foul. I don't believe it's a shooting foul. It shouldn't be. It's not. And that's the fourth foul. It's going to go on Holder.
Yeah, there's a good look at Sherrod Barnes. We've been talking about just his defensive prowess. But to be able to bring the ball up against the press like that is something that's so underestimated in high school basketball. Now, we've seen a lot of point guards get broken by that press.
That's right. Isaiah Jones will check in. Also Kingston Money, the freshman on the all-name team. That's right, Kingston Money. Find a better name than that. Barnes high on the right. The stifling St. Mary's defense has limited De La Salle to 40. As Barnes and Hines play catch. And they're happy to milk this cow out. Todd Covert's going to take a timeout and talk it over. We'll keep it right here.
Timeout.
Want to thank our friends at Jimmy John's for the delicious food tonight. Want to give a freaky fast shout out to the Jimmy John's at the corner of Square Lake and Telegraph in Bluefield Hills for feeding our crew tonight. I think we've got photos up. Yeah, dig it. Always fast, always fresh, always delicious. The Tomey Group, who has 45 Jimmy John's locations in and around Metro Detroit, and they never disappoint. There's a Jimmy John's everywhere, and everywhere you see it, know that it's from the Tomey Group. Proud Catholic Central grads, and we thank them for their food. Jimmy John's feeding us tonight. Well, the Pilots 6-1, looking to go to 6-2, but it's been a great start for the Pilots in this early season. See over 1,100 students, boys only, private. Mike Poplowski, 89 grad, Pep, played at State, played for the Sacramento Kings. Might have saved Bobby Hurley's life in a SUV rollover accident in Sacramento in the early 90s. And Pep went to De La Salle, and a big part of that season to remember back in 1987. All right, St. Mary's has it under control. Up 14 stick with 39 seconds left. It's been a dominating fashion, but sometimes you want to carry over the right way, as you see Kaylin Lucas and associate head coach Len Karshnia.
Yeah, Kaylin Lucas, we talked about, such a fun player to watch. He was so fast with the basketball.
Oh, was he ever. Former Big Ten Player of the Year, proud Eaglet, all-time leading scorer. St. Mary's by 2 touchdowns at home with 25 seconds left. In a game in which they trailed 8-4 early and would go on a run and take a lead with about 4 minutes left in the first and stick it be a lead they'd never give up, and they've been in control since.
Yeah, really, when you put up a 26 spot in the second quarter, that's really what separated this game, and St. Mary's just kind of hung on to the lead. In the third quarter, they got outscored by De La Salle. And here it's just been a pretty much even fourth quarter. So, De La Salle, outside of that second quarter, they played some pretty good basketball tonight without their best scorer in Phoenix Glasser. So I think they can feel good coming out of this game.
We do have some scores to pass along as Holder fouls out of this game. UAD has knocked off Chelsea 87-78. Howell and Novi is now a final. Howell knocks off the Wildcats. As time expires and this ball game is over, St. Mary's wins it 54-40 to go to 2-1 in the Catholic League Central Division. De La Salle takes a tough luck loss in a game in which they led early stick, but not having a full Portis, not having a full Glassner certainly didn't help them tonight, but this was one that St. Mary's probably had in the bag any which way.
Yeah, you would think that Orchard Lake St. Mary's was favored coming into this game, and the turnovers were really the story early. St. Mary's with 5 turnovers in the first quarter, and I believe it's only 3 the rest of the way. And their man-to-man defense, we talk about De La Salle being a 3-point shooting team. When you got good switch defense like you have with Sherrod Barnes, with Smythe and Smith, and you have that athleticism on the outside, it's going to make it tough to knock down those 3-point shots. And De La Salle could just never get it going tonight. But with that being said, I didn't feel comfortable for Orchard Lake St. Mary's in that fourth quarter. They got it down to 13. They got it down to 12. De La Salle had every opportunity to come back in this game and win.
Kara is going to have our G of the game here shortly. But while we wait for Mr. McKinney, why don't we step aside for a moment? We'll come back to Dabrowski Fieldhouse momentarily with our G of the game. Kara Lyle standing by. We're back in a moment. Eaglets win it by 14 tonight over De La Salle.
From an ordinary idea comes a great journey. It all starts with a simple thought, a vision of something bigger, greater than what already exists. It's that spark that ignites the passion and drive to create something truly amazing. At G-Brand, we understand this journey well. We take pride in the details and perfecting every aspect of the process, regardless of how small or big they may be. Because it's more than just a design or a shirt. It's about outfitting future champions. There's something to be said about a team coming together, each member contributing their unique skills, talents, and ideas. It's that collective effort that takes a simple idea and turns it into something truly great. The process can be excruciating, with countless hours spent tirelessly reviewing every detail. But the end result is pure and so rewarding, knowing that we've created something that will inspire greatness in those who wear it. Whether they come from a savage land or a booming metropolis, whether their numbers are 2 or 2 billion, the greatest their numbers could ever become is truly to become one. That's why at G-Brand, we're more than just a clothing company. We're a movement, a community of like-minded individuals who believe in the power of coming together to make a difference. So join us on this journey as we strive to outfit future champions and inspire greatness in all that we do. G-Brand. Now that's game.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need. to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 300,000 participants here in Michigan who take part in high school sports.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss.
McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
4 wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
Every morning, I woke up with stabbing pain in my feet. Plantar fasciitis, the doctor called it. All I know is it really hurt. One visit to fix my feet today and the pain was gone. And even better, the custom arch supports I got worked in all my shoes.
Don't wait. End your foot pain now. Call or visit Fix My Feet today.
Fix My Feet is now open in Rochester Hills, located on Rochester Road in the Target Center. Come in for a free consultation.
I am here with our G of the game, Trey McKinney. Trey, your coach praised you earlier that you are a playmaker. How important is it for you to get everybody on your team involved?
Pretty good, because I don't feel like the last 2 years people really get to see that side of me. I feel like our team is really talented this year, so I can play make, and hopefully people see that.
When you are able to pass it off, how much more open does that make the floor for you?
Way more open, because I can score with ease, but it's way easier when I get my teammates involved first, and then I get to the rack, to the mid-range, and to the three. Yeah.
Well, you're now leading the school rivalry, 30 wins to their 29. What does a win like this feel like, Trey?
Pretty good, because in a Catholic league like this, every night isn't promised, so it's just good to get a win.
All right, congrats, Trey.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Chad?
Thank you, Kara. Great job all night. Thank you very much, Kara Lyles. Thank you, Trey McKinney. Trey's got quite a collection of hats, and he's deserved every one of them.
What do you think he does with his 4,000 G of the game hats?
I don't know. Puts it in the spokes of his bike. I don't know, but we really appreciate his work tonight and what he's done. And stars got to be stars, but sometimes you take it for granted, and Trey does so much so well.
Yeah, it's become almost, ho-hum when he puts up a 20-10 game like he did tonight here at Orchard Lake St. Mary's. He's just so fun to watch on all 3 levels, and he came out in that second quarter and asserted his will, like he was saying. First quarter, he was trying to get his teammates involved. Second quarter, my time to shine, and he took over.
The Eaglets with a 26-point second quarter and a fourth quarter that had just a total of 15 points combined. The Eaglets shut it down enough to get it done. Trey with 20, Daniel Smythe with 10, including 3 of 6 from downtown. How about Sherrod Barnes in this game? 6 assists, 4 steals, 7 points, stuffing stats. And Mason Wisniewski, I know, also did some good grinding under the glass.
Yeah, 9 rebounds for Wisniewski off the bench. And when he was in the game, he was just almost dominant on that glass.
St. Mary's shoots 41% from the floor, 38% from downtown, and 82% from the free throw line. Meanwhile, the Pilots just didn't click tonight, especially from downtown where they usually do. A 44% three-point shooting team, just 31% tonight. They struggled to score from distance, just 5 of 16.
Yeah, that's uncharacteristic for them, and like I was saying all game long, they got to be actually kind of encouraged tonight. They hung with Orchard Lake St. Mary's after giving up a big quarter. I mean, look at the scoring in the other quarters. Pretty much dead even first and fourth. Third quarter, they actually won. That second quarter got away from them, and you think if you add Phoenix Glassner to the starting rotation, that would kind of change things around tonight. So they have a bright future, and they will be a team to be considered one of the state finalists this year.
No doubt, a great crew tonight. Want to thank my partner, Sam Stick-Day, Kara Lyles on sidelines doing a great job. And what an all-star crew it was. Pat the Stat on statistics. Jamie Janssen, JMO, on stats as well. Eli Wiles on a camera. Kyle Buchanan on a camera. Brad the Boss Ross working that dial as well. Austin Sonnenberg on graphics. C-Jack on audio, Evan Westfall on replay, and Alex Westfall, your executive producer. For Sam Stick-Day, my name's Chad Bush. One more time, your final score tonight. St. Mary's goes to 7-1 behind 20 Trey McKinney points, and they win 54-40 over De La Salle, who falls to 6-2. We will talk to you on Tuesday night from right here in Orchard Lake. Catholic Central against St. Mary's. Catholic Central coming off that big upset of Brother Rice. We'll see how they respond. We'll talk to you then. Have a great weekend, everybody. Happy New Year. So long.